The message arrived at 11:47 p.m. I was sitting under the sterile hum of the office lights, the kind of silence that makes every keystroke sound like an accusation. My phone buzzed once, just once, and lit up with her name, Claire. I remember smiling, tired but soft. Maybe she missed me. Maybe she wanted to remind me that the distance between us wasn't as wide as it felt. Then I opened it. A photo. Skin. Familiar curves. A face half hidden by hair I used to brush aside when she slept. And then, beneath it, words that split the air around me like a blade. I miss you, inside of me. I didn't blink, didn't breathe, just stared at it as the glow from the screen carved my reflection into two pieces. One who read it, one who understood it. My hand reached for the coffee mug beside the keyboard. It was cold. The clock ticked from 11:47 to 11:48. Somewhere beneath the hum of the lights, I felt the shift, a quiet click inside my chest. I rose, took my jacket, my keys, and my old aluminum baseball bat, the one from college, the one that still bore faint dents from victories I barely remembered. By 11:52, I was knocking on my neighbor Mark's door. He opened, bleary-eyed, half asleep. I said, "Come with me." He didn't ask why. He just nodded. The night outside was thick, wet with mist, the kind that made every streetlight look like an interrogation lamp. The city was asleep. Only the roads were awake, watching. I drove, quietly. My mind ran the replay again and again. The image, the caption, the timestamp. She'd sent it to me by mistake, a slip of the finger, the kind of accident that exposes the rot beneath everything you thought was real. Claire, my wife of 8 years, the woman who still laughed at my worst jokes, who kissed me before I left that morning, tasting of mint and deceit. Mark said nothing. He looked at me once, his brow tense, then fixed his eyes on the passing streetlights. "Everything okay?" he finally asked. I nodded. "We'll see." The house came into view, a silhouette I'd built with her, brick by brick, lie by lie. I parked across the street, cut the engine, and sat there. The curtains glowed faintly from the living room. Music played inside. Something soft, something slow. My phone buzzed again. Another message. Still waiting? I let out a breath that sounded almost like a laugh. Not rage, not heartbreak, just recognition. The truth had been pacing outside my door for months. Tonight, it finally walked in. Mark followed as I crossed the yard. The bat hung at my side, not raised, just there. A symbol. Through the half-open window, I could see them. Movement. Two shapes. One familiar, one not. Claire's hand on another man's back. Her head tilted. The same tilt she used when she said she loved me. The same whisper against another neck. I didn't move yet. I needed to see. I counted her movements, the rhythm of her betrayal. Slow, deliberate, rehearsed. Mark's jaw tightened. "You want me to call someone?" "No." My voice was flat, almost calm. "Just wait." Every detail carved itself into memory. The wine bottle on the table, her discarded phone still glowing with our chat, the dim lamplight revealing pieces of her I used to call mine. The human body is strange. It can hold fury so still it looks like peace. I stepped back from the window. I didn't barge in. Not yet. The world loves chaos, but real power is in patience. I took out my phone, opened the camera, recorded 15 seconds of silence and movement. Proof, not passion. Evidence, not emotion. When I turned to Mark, his eyes said what he wouldn't dare to voice. "Now?" I nodded. The door wasn't locked. It never was. I pushed it open slowly. The hinges cried out like something dying. Music stopped. Breathing didn't. Claire froze, half covered, eyes wide in disbelief. Her lover, a stranger with panic written across his face, stumbled back, words choking in his throat. I stood in the doorway, calm, precise, every motion rehearsed by the hours I'd unknowingly spent preparing for this moment. I placed my phone on the counter, hit play. The recording filled the room with their sounds, the kind that can't be denied. Then I said, quietly, "Wrong number." Her face collapsed, not in guilt, but in fear, the realization that I knew, that I'd known for long enough to be dangerous. "Wait, please," she started. I raised my hand. Silence fell again. Mark stepped forward, took her lover by the arm, led him toward the door. No struggle, just shame. Claire stood there, trembling, clutching at the remnants of her dress. I said nothing more. There was nothing left to say. I walked past her, into the kitchen, poured a glass of water. My hand didn't shake. She followed, crying now. Soft, controlled tears, the kind meant to appeal to what used to be love. "Please," she whispered, "it wasn't—" I turned. "Stop." Her words died. "I'm not angry," I told her. "Not anymore." Confusion crossed her face. It hurt her more than shouting would have. I set the glass down and slid a small envelope across the counter. Inside were the printed photos, the screenshots, the bank statement showing hotel reservations under her name. "I'll be gone in the morning," I said. "The lawyer will contact you by noon." Her mouth opened, then closed. A fish gasping for a truth it couldn't swallow. And then I added, almost gently, "You sent me the truth by accident, Claire. Maybe that's the most honest thing you've ever done." Her knees gave out. She sank against the counter, sobbing into the same hands that had touched him hours ago. I walked out. No shouting, no violence, just silence, heavier than any blow. The night air tasted cleaner when I stepped outside. Mark stood by the car, saying nothing. He didn't need to. I handed him the bat. "Guess I won't need it." He nodded once, eyes low. "You okay?" I looked at the house. The lights still glowed. Shadows still moved. "I am now." As we drove away, the first drops of rain began to fall. They hit the windshield softly, like whispers burying themselves in the dark. Somewhere behind me, a woman realized the difference between being caught and being understood. I didn't look back. Because some things deserve to be left burning in silence. And some goodbyes don't need words. Only the sound of a door closing for the last time. Final line, I didn't lose her that night. She lost the privilege of my silence.